Exodus 39. And of the blue and purple and scarlet material they made woven garments to do service in the set-apart place. And they made the set-apart garments which were for Aharon, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And he made the shoulder garment of gold, of blue and purple and scarlet material, of fine woven linen. And they beat out sheets of gold and cut it into threads to work it in with the blue and purple and scarlet material, and the fine linen, the work of a skilled workman. They made shoulder pieces for it to join it. It was joined at its two edges. And the embroidered band of his shoulder garment that was on it was of the same work of gold and blue and purple and scarlet material, and of fine woven linen, as Yahweh commanded Moshe. And they made the shoham stones, set in plated work of gold, engraved as signets are engraved, according to the names of the sons of Yisrael. And he put them on the shoulders of the shoulder garment, stones of remembrance for the sons of Yisrael, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And he made the breastplate a work of a skilled workman, like the work of a shoulder garment of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet material, and of fine woven linen. It was square. They made the breastplate double, its length a span, its width a span doubled. And they filled it with 4 rows of stones. A row of ruby, a topaz, and an emerald was the first row. The second row, a turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond. The third row, a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. The fourth row, a beryl, a shoham, and a jasper, set in plated work of gold in their settings. And the stones were according to the names of the sons of Israel, 12 according to their names, engraved like a signet, each one with its own name, according to the 12 tribes. And they made braided chains of corded work for the breastplate at the ends of clean gold. And they made 2 settings of gold and 2 gold rings, and put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And they put the 2 cords of gold in the 2 rings on the end of the breastplate, and the 2 ends of the 2 cords they fastened in the 2 settings, and put them on the shoulder piece of the shoulder garment in the front. And they made 2 rings of gold, and put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate on the edge of it, which was on the inward side of the shoulder garment. And they made 2 rings, and put them on the 2 shoulder pieces, underneath the shoulder garment, on the front of it, close to its seam above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment. And they bound the breastplate by means of its rings to the rings of the shoulder garment with a blue cord, so that it would be above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment, and that the breastplate would not come loose from the shoulder garment, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And he made the robe of the shoulder garment of woven work, all of blue, and the opening of the robe was in the middle, like the opening of a scaled armour, with a woven binding all around the opening, so that it would not tear. And they made on the hem of the robe pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet material twined. And they made bells of clean gold, and put the bells between the pomegranates on the hem of the robe, all around between the pomegranates. A bell and a pomegranate, a bell and a pomegranate, all around the hem of the robe for the service, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And they made the long shirt of fine linen, and the work of a weaver for Aharon and his sons, and the turban of fine linen, and the turban ornaments of fine linen, and short trousers of fine woven linen, and a girdle of fine woven linen with blue and purple and scarlet material, the work of an embroiderer, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And they made the plate of the set-apart sign of dedication of clean gold, and wrote on it an inscription like the engraving of a signet, set apartness to Yahweh. And they put on it a blue cord to fasten it above on the turban, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And all the work of the dwelling place of the tent of appointment was completed. And the children of Israel did according to all that Yahweh commanded Moshe, so they did. And they bought the dwelling place of Moshe, the tent and all its furnishings, its hooks, its boards, its bars, and its columns and its sockets, and the coverings of rams' skins dyed red, and the covering of fine leather, and the veil of the covering, the ark of the witness with its poles, and the lid of atonement, the table and all its utensils and the showbread, the clean lampstands with its lamps, the lamps to be put in order, and all its utensils, and the oil for light, and the slaughter place of gold, and the anointing oil, and the sweet incense, and the covering for the tent door, the bronze slaughter place and its bronze grating, its poles and all its utensils, the basin with its stand, the screens of the courtyard, its columns and its sockets, the coverings for the courtyard gate, its cords and its pegs, and all the utensils for the service of the dwelling place, for the tent of appointment, and the woven garments to do service in the set apart place, and the set apart garments for Aharon the priest, and his sons' garments to serve as priests, according to all that Yahweh had commanded Moshe. So the children of Yisrael did all the work. And Moshe looked over all the work, and saw they did it as Yahweh had commanded. So they had done. And Moshe blessed them.